Alright, welcome back guys to my Let's Play of Lamplight City where we left off. We did the introduction. We are in this large bedroom with our main character who has a spooky friend. I'm kind of waiting to see if any voices happen in regards to idling. Nothing's happening. I think the glorious idol stuff only happened at the beginning when our partner was alive, which is unfortunate because I really like the idol animation. But anywho, let's explore. We got a bunch of stuff to click and explore. Oh, Bill's hat. I guess that's where we're gonna start. Bill's hat.
You should have let me be buried wearing my hat. At least it wouldn't be gathering dust like it is now.
If I'd done that, it would be dust right now.
Heh, fair point.
Okay, wardrobe.
Wouldn't you say it's time for a change of clothes, Miles? You've been wearing that coat for who knows how long.
So? Addie gave it to me. Besides, it gives me character.
Right. Brooding detective in a long black coat. That's never been seen before.
What are you talking about, Bill?
Never mind.
Oh, he's gonna be amazing. Painting.
I always liked that self-portrait of Adelaide's mother, even if the eyes do always follow you around the room. Cozy little winter getaway. That would be a welcome change from the winters in this city. Adelaide's mother certainly enjoyed pressing flowers. Do you suppose she does more of it now that she's retired?
Nightstand.
Miles, care to explain what you're doing?
Just checking to make sure everything that needs to be in here still is.
Right. If you start taking that stuff during the day, you're really going to have problems.
Oh, the medication. So what happens if I click on it again?
Yes, your soporific is still in there. Stop being so paranoid. Yes, your
Okay, actually, is there two dialogues now with this? Let's go back to the pressed flowers.
Adelaide's mother certainly
No.
Cozy little I always liked that.
Okay, no. Only for that so far. Let's look at the bed.
Don't worry, Miles. I don't watch when you and Adelaide are having your private time.
It would be nice if you didn't spend the whole time humming.
I thought you appreciated some romantic music.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Don't worry, Miles. I thought you...
Yeah.
That's a fun little apparatus Adelaide got you. Very soothing.
Watching it spin long enough puts me right to sleep.
I'd say that's really more the soporific's doing. Remember before you started taking that medicine and you could actually read a book for more than 10 minutes before falling asleep? You were a lot more fun to talk to back then. I'm certain a permanent indentation in the shape of your rear is starting to form on that.
Oh my goodness. Hi, Cooper. I'm so glad you interrupted dialogue. You're such an adorable little cat. Let's start that again.
I'm certain a permanent indentation in the shape of your rear is starting to form on that thing.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Wardrobe.
Wouldn't you say it's time for a change of clothes,
So?
Right. Brooding.
What are you talking?
Never.
We already looked at that. Sorry, Cooper threw me off. Flowers, poster. And then I think it's just over here, and then we can get the heck out of here.
Pretty, but I'm glad I don't have a sense of smell anymore. Adelaide's last performance. She could really bring the house down.
Okay, dressing table.
It's admirable just how organized Adelaide is. Maybe someday the same can be said about you. Ha, that poster brings back some memories. That's from around the time you two met, isn't it?
Yes, back when Addie was singing at the Angel.
Okay, so let's go to the doorway. Oh.
Well, look who's awake. Ready to rejoin the living?
Very much so.
You were talking in your sleep again.
Did I say anything interesting?
Do you ever?
You have to admit, she's got you there.
How are you feeling?
A touch groggy. I think I took a bit too much of the soporific last night.
That's what I thought. When you went for your after-lunch nap, you'd barely gotten breakfast down. I saved you some bread and cheese if you're hungry.
Thank you, but I haven't got much of an appetite.
You really should regulate your doses more carefully, love. I'm sure dull senses and an empty stomach aren't much help to your work. By the way, a message arrived via courier for you this morning. I put it on the table along with today's newspaper.
Thank you, dear.
Okay, so let's examine, talk to her, and adventure onward. So painting.
I always liked that painting. It's impossible to see that kind of scenery here in the city. It might do you some good to look in the mirror a bit more often, Miles.
So yeah, I'm gonna click on portraits and whatnot, and then, yeah, talk to her.
You remember how much time Adelaide had to spend convincing you to sit for this? At least these days, with ferrotype tech advancing the way it is, these portraits can be done in just a matter of minutes. Your book collection has always astonished me. Heaven help you if you ever decide to move.
Oh my goodness. Sorry, I collect video games. It's definitely slowed down. But like, oh my goodness, moving the video games, it's always a fun time. I can't imagine books would be same, if not worse.
Your book collection has always astonished me.
Oh, same dialogue. Plants.
That makes me wonder what old Mrs. Handbrook is up to these days.
Did they say how long of a gap between then and now? I don't remember. Sorry, recording in small batches because, you know, life gets in the way. I don't remember. Shameless plug. Post in the comments if you do. Haha, sorry, I had to. Let's look at the ferrotype. I was not expecting that idle animation. Didn't mind it at all. It was nice animation. Okay, continue.
Adelaide's father certainly had an amazing life. Imagine being the personal barber to the Prime Minister and his family. The gossip and secrets he must have heard.
Model ships?
Building those model ships was a good way to pass the time between cases. Hopefully it'll be a while before you get enough time to build another one.
A newspaper, message. Okay, we'll leave those to the very end. Desk, a truncheon? Police officer beating stick. I think that's what it is.
I'd love to see the look on Snelling's face if he ever found out you kept your old truncheon.
Truncheon, so I did say it right. Okay, newspaper clipping.
Ah, the Havisham case. Our first time out as partners. First in a long line of successful cases. It's nice to have a memory of the good old days. Bollingworth Ale, my favorite! And a nice souvenir from the Angel. You really ought to go back there someday. It's been so long since you used that desk. Did you even notice when Adelaide got rid of the chair?
Alright, so I guess... Oh, we didn't get this stuff on top of the fireplace, so let's get that and we'll talk to his wife.
Didn't I give you that clock as a wedding present? Too bad it stopped working. I can see why Adelaide calls that plant Miles Jr. It's a spitting image.
Very nice. Photograph.
How are your parents doing these days? It's been ages since you wrote them.
Alright, books. I know I'm finding more stuff to interact with.
If there isn't a pair of scissors or a hairbrush in Adelaide's hands, you can bet there'll be a book.
Okay, now let's talk to her.
Addie?
Yes, dear?
Alright, from the top. Oh my goodness, his hair. Does he have something in his hair? It looks like he's got something in his hair. He really needs to, like... Actually, no, maybe not that. It's very Gabriel Knight-esque. He needs to shave. Oh my goodness, look at that, look at that. Oh my goodness, anywho, from the top, oh my goodness.
How's work going? You have any appointments today?
Yes, one this evening. It's been a bit slow lately, but pretty soon it'll be debutante ball season, and all the Gascon grand dames will need their hair done. You sure I can't convince you to let me give you a little trim? You've been looking awfully scruffy lately.
What's the point? I've got no need to go peacocking around town. You're the only girl for me.
I like it when you're clean cut. It brings out your eyes.
The way my eyes have been looking lately, I think it's best to keep them hidden.
Aw, she's so nice. Yes, cut his hair, shave his beard. It's getting a little weird. Not weird. Unmanageable, maybe. I don't know. Anywho.
How are you? It feels as though we haven't seen much of each other these past few days.
I've been fine.
Addie, you're not a very good liar. What's on your mind?
I'm worried about you, Miles.
I know, but I've told you there's no need to worry about me. I'm all right.
You're not all right, Miles. I may not be a good liar, but you can't fool me either.
I am all right. What do I have to do to convince you of that?
You could start by throwing out that sleeping medicine. It's turned you into a different person.
I needed to sleep, Addie. I'll become an even worse person without it, believe me.
I know Bill's death was hard for you. It was hard for all of us. But whatever it is that's bothering you, you know you can talk to me about it. That's what I'm here for.
I know, my love. Your support means the world to me. I need some time to deal with things. That's all. It won't always be like this, I promise.
Making promises you can't keep, eh, Miles? That'll end well.
I've still got that song you sang last week at the Rutherford stuck in my head. You were amazing.
Thank you, Miles. That was a lovely evening. I always enjoy it when Joseph brings out his violin and we can relive the old days.
Certainly nicer than when he spends hours telling the exact same story whenever you visit.
They were very glad to see you, you know.
It's probably the most fun I've had in months, to be honest.
They've invited us for dinner again in a couple of weeks, if you're feeling up to it.
I hope I am. What's that you're reading?
It's a collection of short stories by James Penstroke. It was just published earlier this month.
Any good?
Oh yes, I love his work. He's been publishing a new serial in Brentwell magazine. I can't wait to read it. Perhaps we both can together? I think you'd enjoy him.
Lately, I haven't been able to concentrate on a page for more than 5 minutes without nodding off.
That is a pity.
I'll let you get back to your book.
Okay, so let's go get the newspaper and then the message, and I think we can escape out of here. Oh my. Oh no, reading. Oh my god, 1 copper for this? Expensive. Actually, I don't know, but, 1 copper. The gasp. I'm just being silly. Okay, the new Brett Agé Gazette. Alright. Reading episode. Boop. Remembering the HMS Lygia. I may butcher words. I apologize. This... Actually, can I click on these? No, I can't. Okay, it is read out loud time. Alright, Pa reads out loud time. This Tuesday marks the 3-month anniversary of the tragic crash of the HMS Lygia. The Lygia was preparing to make its second transatlantic voyage when disaster struck. The airship burst into flames shortly after departing for England, crashing into Foster Park. All 300 passengers on board, including HRH Prince Harold, were killed, as were 54 bystanders in the park. Royal Maverick Lines conducted an investigation and ruled the crash an accident, citing the ignition of a gas leak. Despite this, rumors of sabotage persist. Royal Maverick vowed to instill stricter safety regulations going forward, and that the Ligeria's sister ship, the HMS Lenore, would be extremely safe upon completion. There has been public outcry and protest at the... Continue on page 7. Nod, nod, nod. Next article. Gasconge Grand Dame dies. Madame Laura Dupree, age 44, died on Saturday of apparent natural causes. Born Laura Chesterton in London in 1800, she and her family moved to New Berthaget in 1804. In 1818, she married Colonel? Sure. Andrew Shepherd, a royal officer for 30 years her senior. The marriage lasted 1 year, ending with Shepherd's death during a trip to Fremont. Shortly after, Dupree married Benjamin Montgomery, a doctor. They had 2 children, Juliet, 1820, and Andrew, 1821. Sadly, Benjamin died due to tuberculosis. Oh my goodness, I know the term. Tuberculosis. I think I said it right this time. In 1830, 5 years later, Laura married Jean Dupree, a banker. Dupree was known throughout the community as a great humanitarian for her policy on exclusively employing humans rather than using automated service machines in our manor. Funeral service to be held. I don't know why, but Dupree rings a bell. I don't know if it's because it's been used elsewhere or I've heard it in this game or Rosewater. Dupree rings a bell. I could be wrong. Anywho. Authenticity. It's real and it's coming, says scientist. The existence of ethicist... I'm going to butcher that. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna butcher that. A substance said to possess both energetic and restorative properties was first put forth 2 years ago by Dr. Bennett Clark. His presentation at the annual Vespercia Science Conference at the University of New British, I'm gonna butcher words, was extremely diversive. Dr. Clark claims that the said word exists in small amounts on Earth, but is mainly located in the celestial region commonly referred to as the Aether. Oh, Aether is city. Oh my goodness. Don't I feel dumb? Okay. Where was I? Sorry, I lost where I'm at. This does not help. It's not good YouTube shenanigans. Okay, it exists small amounts on Earth, but is mainly located in the celestial region commonly referred to as the Aether. Imagine electricity, but hundreds of times more powerful. In addition to powering our lights and machine, it can also significantly reduce the side effects of aging and heal the sick. The sky will no longer be the limit, he described. Dr. Clark has yet to secure significant funding for his experiments, as his harshest critic has dismissed him as a crackpot. However, there are those who believe that. Continue on page 9. Second bizarre murder baffles police. Hello. New Bertage, I'm gonna butcher that so much. Police are investigating a murder in Cholmondeley. Hopefully I said that right too. Similar to one which occurred in that borough just last month. Though many details are confidential at this time, we are able to confirm that both the victim had been male and died from gunshot wounds. New Bertage police declined to reveal any further details and deny rumors that the murders are being committed by a serial killer. We have no reason to believe that these murders are related, said Chief of Police Reginald Snelling. We have our finest detective on the case and hope to find whoever perpetrated these awful crimes very soon. In the meantime, we ask the citizens of New Bertage, especially those in said section of the city, to remain vigilant and report any and all suspicious activity immediately to a police officer. Coverage will continue as the story unfolds. I wonder who's working on that case. Maybe our main character. Who knows? Alright. Let's look at the message. Forward him. A big case has come in which I think will interest you. Meet me at the Rue Coffee House for more details. See Upton.
Upton says she's got a big case for me.
Does she go into any more detail than that?
No, but then you know Upton. Always on a need-to-know basis. Especially since she's been giving me these cases under the table.
To be fair, they haven't exactly been anything of note.
True, but she's still sticking her neck out for me. I can understand why she's so secretive about it.
I think she just misses having you around the station.
Poor Connie. With you quitting and me dying, she must be bored stiff at work.
Anyway, I'm supposed to meet her at the Ruin Coffee House. That can't be right.
It's not like Constance to make mistakes. She must have gotten in somehow.
Guess I'll head over there and see what she's got then.
Alright, I think I have explored everything, so we can... Actually, we'll talk to the wife before we leave to make sure there's any other dialogue, but I think we're good. I think we can talk to her. Anything, great. If nothing, we'll get out of here.
Let her read in peace for now.
Okay, let her read in peace for now. Cool, thanks. Okay. Bye. Let's go. Times.
I'll see you later, Addie.
I wish you'd let me fix your hair before you go out like that.
It'll be fine.
Oh my goodness, this is very Gabriel Knight-esque. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I can't help it. I'm getting so much Gabriel Knight vibes. It's fantastic. Okay, so the coffee house.
Ah, the Ruin Coffee House. Worst Java in Lamplight City, but there's no better place to overhear all the rumors and gossip in town. Just make sure you don't get too close to the other patrons. Discretion was never your forte.
So what are you saying? As trying to be the bad cop in the entire city, I need to get up and close to these people and stare awkwardly at them. Really awkward. And try to get all the information I can. Let's go, let's start. First we'll stare at everything, and then we'll stare awkwardly at people. Let's go, coffee machine.
All that metal and tubing just to serve a hot cup of coffee?
It's amazing.
Professor Xander Colt Tit III's emulsified soporific, available at all discerning pharmacies. I really don't know why you think taking that rat piss every night is a good idea for them. Simon Banks, professional chimney sweep. Services start at 2 coppers per hour. Inquire at 305 Merrick Lane. I'm sure he's a lovable urchin, but thankfully, your chimney is clean. P.D. Preston's patented papier-mâché perambucat. Handsomely upholstered in silk, satin, or velvet, and hand-painted in the most artistic manner, as shown in engraving. I suppose if you and Adelaide ever finally decide to have children, something like this will come in handy. Self-Portrait as a Desperate Man by B. Calvert. A bit like looking in the mirror, isn't it, Miles?
Burn.
Green's Sulfur Soap. Beautifies the complexion and leaves you smelling fresh as a daisy. Talk about false advertising. I couldn't get a date for a week after using that stuff. Dr. Tennyson's Vigor Pills. Absolutely guaranteed to restore vitality, youth, and vigor or your money back. For use by men only. These things seem to have had a spike in popularity recently. Dr. W.S. Sales Wonder Tonic. The best and safest medicine for both gentlemen and ladies. Prevents consumption, general weakness, feverishness, indigestion, constipation, diarrhea, loss of appetite, flatulence, and head pain. They should also mention that it prevents breathing, heartbeats, and being alive.
Oh my. Oh my. Okay, we're done with the advertisements. Let's continue on this wall, and then we'll try to click on other stuff and the people.
Nice seaside landscape. Definitely a stark contrast to the ambiance in here. What a cheery reminder of everyone's impending death. That whole thing about the man in the black robe, complete lie, by the way.
The gasp. Although it's kind of weird there's a scythe in a coffee shop. I'm just gonna toss it out there. Let's go get the dirty plates. I kind of like the fact that there's the flies. You can see them just kind of doing their thing. Let's acknowledge the plates.
Not in much of a hurry to clean up in here, are they?
I mean, she looks pretty busy. I don't blame her. Okay, so patron. I'm assuming this is who we need to talk to. But we're not gonna talk to her right away. We're gonna stare at objects and other people and then her.
If this is how they store their coffee beans, it's probably a better idea to ask for tea. A young woman holding a guitar. Completely the wrong way, I might add.
Oh, boiler.
Give me an old-fashioned tea kettle any day. She's running back and forth at lightning speed. Clearly, she dips into the coffee supply. Seems like they have a little something for everyone in here.
Barrels.
The specialty house brews. These are definitely not coffee.
Okay, I think we've stared at items. I think so. Now we're gonna awkwardly stare at people. Let's go get you first.
Best avoid that one. He looks like he might tip over at any moment.
No, awkward.
Reminds me of when I was alive. Ah, good times.
No, we are going to awkwardly stare at him. Let's go.
Best avoid that.
Oh, fine. Only one dialogue. Fine.
He's missing his left arm below the elbow. How do you suppose that happened?
Graboids. Sorry, I just tossed that out there. The first thing that popped in my head. I feel like I need to sit down and watch Tremors again. Anywho.
He's missing.
Okay.
He and his friend are having quite the conversation. I bet it's really boring.
Patron.
Judging by the sooty apron, this man is either a metal worker, a chimney sweep, or just really lazy when it comes to washing.
Or all three. That is a good, choice. All three. Very busy man.
Just one of many patrons contributing to the oppressive thug in here. Asleep at a coffee house. One of life's little ironies.
Okay, now let's talk to Constance.
If it isn't my old friend, up to no good.
Hello, Fordham. It's good to see you.
How did you get them to let you in here?
It's rather simple, really. The owner and I have an understanding. He pretends women are allowed in coffee houses, and I don't report his unsavory business practices to Chief Snelling.
Sounds like a good deal. What sort of unsavory business practices are we talking about?
Oh, we haven't got time to get into that now. But take some advice. Don't order anything that isn't water.
Oh my. Sorry, words. Words are great. I got your message. What's going on? I managed to sneak another case past Snelling, eh? Let's do the top one.
I got your message. What's going on?
It's time for you to join the big boys again, Fordham. Your days of finding lost cats are over.
So stop teasing me and tell me what it is already.
Do you know Madame Laura Dupre?
Oh yeah, we read that in the newspaper. Yes, top one. The name sounds familiar. The bottom one is can't say the name rings any bells. The top one.
Laura Dupre. She's one of those Gascon Grand Dames, isn't she?
That's right. I'm surprised you've heard of her. I didn't think you cared about those types of people.
I don't, but Adelaide has several of them as clients. She gets paid to pretend to care about their lives, and I get to hear the sordid details.
Madame Dupre died the day before yesterday. Her funeral was held this morning.
My condolences.
But halfway through the service, the mourners heard a loud knocking coming from inside her coffin.
She wasn't dead?
Apparently not. Nearly interred alive, although her doctor swears she had no pulse. Dupre's son Andrew was quick to suspect foul play. He accused a man named Albert Martin, and the police arrested him.
So where do I come in? Sounds like the case has already been solved.
I strongly suspect that Martin is innocent, especially considering the talk of him having used black magic on Dupre. The police feel they have enough evidence to convict, so they're not bothering to investigate any further. You're going to look into it and see if I'm right, then find the person who was really behind this.
Why not just ask her, has Madame Dupree recovered after the ordeal? I kinda wanna go bottom. Let's do the bottom one.
Has Madame Dupre recovered from her ordeal?
I'm afraid not. Apparently she's been catatonic since they pulled her out of the coffin.
How unfortunate.
If you'd like to question Mr. Martin, he's being held at the Bow Street Jail. Or you could take a look around his house. It's at 451 Compton Street in Worcester.
And the Dupre home?
That's at Emmeline and Comtesse, right across from the old Angeline convent. It's also possible you might run into the police during your investigation, since they're technically still on the case.
Thanks for the warning.
Dun dun dun.
Was there anything you wanted to talk about before you get started?
Actually, I had a couple questions. I'll come back. Let's do the top one. Let's get some questions answered and dialogues rolling.
Yes, actually, I had a couple of questions.
Let's hear them then.
All right, there we go. So from the top.
How are things going with you?
Work is hectic as usual, and I'm spending my day off in here. But considering my home life is still a shambles, maybe this is the best place to be.
I'm truly sorry about that.
Don't be ridiculous. If it hadn't been for you, I'd still be chained to that philandering bastard. It hasn't been easy, but I'm much better off this way. Trust me. Anyway, work gives me something to focus on. I'm sure you can relate to that.
Yes, and I'm grateful to you for getting me these case leads. I know you're taking a risk to do it.
It's the least I can do. How about you? How's Adelaide?
She's fine, although things between us could be improved, if I'm being honest. The less said about it right now, the better, I think.
I'm sorry to hear that. You can talk to me about it if you need to, although I'm probably not the best person to ask for relationship advice.
Don't suppose there have been any developments regarding Bill's murder?
Unfortunately not. The department hasn't exactly been focusing on that case as a priority. The general attitude is that it was an accident. Bill died an honorable death in the line of duty.
Would have been nice if they bothered saying that at the funeral.
And of course, there are still those who blame you for his death, Snelling being the first and foremost.
But the man who really caused Bill's death is still out there.
Yes, I know, but it looks like you're on your own if you want to find him. My hands are tied. I can only ask around so much before the higher-ups get suspicious. Just don't give up. New Britannia may be a big city, but the criminal world is surprisingly close-knit. If you find any connections or leads during your other cases, be sure and let me know. I'll do the same if I find anything out.
See, she has her priorities straight. You could learn a lot from up there.
I wanted to go over the case with you.
Okay, what have you got?
Oh, okay. Once again from the top.
What do you know about Madame Dupre?
Only what I've read about her in the paper. She's been married thrice, which I can empathize with, and she's extremely rich, which I can't.
What makes you think this Martin fellow is innocent?
The fact that the only evidence is the word of Dupre's son. I've seen this sort of thing thousands of times, and I'm sure you did too. They're just looking for a scapegoat. You're the only person I know who can put it right.
Upton's intentions are noble, but she has to realize this is just a drop in the ocean.
That's enough about the case for now.
Okay,
That's it, I think.
then you'd better get back to it.
Okay, so from...
Well, I'm not entirely sure how this is going to help you find the flower shop burglar, but I suppose freeing an innocent man is a worthy diversion.
What? Be the worst cop ever? Let's go. Sorry. I'm gonna keep bringing that up. So it sounds like I need to talk to the wife again, see if I can get any information about the Duprees, because she knows them. And then check out those two places. Dupree Manor. I kind of feel like going to Dupree's Manor. But let's go back home quickly. Talk to the wife, see if we can get any information. I'll also do a quick save.
Hello, dearest. I have returned.
Hello, Miles. So what's this big case Upton's got you on? Another missing pet?
If only. A Gascon Grand Dame was attacked and almost interred alive.
You mean Madame Dupre? The one whose obituary was in the paper?
The very same.
Goodness, that does sound serious. Tell me if there's anything I can do to help. I know you haven't been feeling your best lately.
You're always a help to me, Addie. Though I assure you I have this well in hand.
I certainly hope so.
Okay, but I do want to talk to her and see if she has anything about Dupree. I don't think so, but we'll find out.
Addie?
Yes, dear?
Ah, yes, you do. All right.
Do you know anything about Madame Dupre?
I've read that the Dupres are one of the few wealthy families that exclusively employ real people to serve. Rather commendable, don't you think?
Yes. It makes it even more baffling why she was attacked. Have you heard any gossip from your clients? Anything about who might have wanted to harm her?
Nothing. She's held in the highest regard by the other Grand Dames. If she had actually died, I'd have expected them to petition her canonization.
I'll let you get back to your book.
Okay, so that's everything. So let's do a quick save, because we're gonna hop to the other places. Oh my goodness, I can type. Nailed it. And let's head to... I want to head to the mansion first.
Time for me to get some things done.
I look forward to your return.
Okay, so Dupree Manor, the jail, and then I forget what Compton Street was. But like I said, the manor first.
You are aware this is private property, sir?
Yes, I'm Miles Fordham, private investigator. I'm looking into the incident involving Madame Dupre. I assume this is she?
You assume correctly, Mr. Fordham. My apologies, but I thought the police had already made an arrest.
That's right, but there's still some doubt as to the man's guilt. May I ask your name, sir?
I am Dr. Fellows, Madame Dupre's private physician. I'm afraid she's in no state to be answering questions at present.
Are any other members of the family home?
Her son, Mr. Montgomery, is in the entrance hall. I had to give him a mild sedative to settle his nerves, but he should be all right to converse.
Then if you don't mind, I'll have a look around.
Okay, so we can look around. But actually, to tell you the truth, I think I'm going to end it here. I've been trying to do 40-minute episodes, but I'm not going to lie, my house is really hot. We're going through extreme heat where I live, so it's pretty warm, even with the whole closing your windows before it gets hot, so you can keep the hot air out and all that stuff. We live in a janky tin can house, and it's really warm in here. As I like to say, janky tin can. It's not really, but it's an old place, and it doesn't do well with airflow and the whole heat. So I'm gonna actually end the episode here. I'm rambling, I know. We'll get back to this. If it keeps being this hot, I may have to cut back the episodes just for the sanity of, you know, dealing with we don't have spring. We immediately jump to summer weather. Anywho. So yeah, once again, sorry. I have to cut the episode short. But thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate a shameless plug. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me in the comments how your June was. If you also like melted. If you have any rain, just send it to Canada, please. We need the rain. We need cold, cool weather. I hate to say this because I really hate winter. I'm ready for winter. I'm ready to deal with the cold and not the heat. Because at least with winter I can bundle up. With the hot. Oh no, with the cold I can bundle up. With the heat, you really can't. Also stay hydrated, guys. So comment, subscribe, check out my other Let's Plays as well. And also, shameless plug, I did say I would end it early, but I guess I'm still rambling. Check out my Twitch. When I get the chance, I will try to stream, aka when my husband can take care of the potato. Or when the potato is asleep for longer than 2 hours. Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching. Greatly appreciate it. Have a good morning, a good evening, a good night. And I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.